How many of una don't borrow money from all these online banks before? So with this viewpoint of mine, I hope you are now convinced but not confused that school no be scam. Good morning and welcome to my channel and my page. My name remains Leonard, your lesson teacher. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be mixing it with pidgin, okay, so that so many persons will definitely understand what I'm going to say. So I'm going to mix it with pidgin and English, so just bear with me. I'm not going to rush you on this video. Now, how many of una don't borrow money from all these online banks before, where you hear of Okash and so many other banks? They will come with adverts, say, come borrow money. But before I go further, let us watch this video to understand what I dey try talk.
Naira for 3 months, you need to repay 100,400 naira. If you borrow 300,000 naira for 6 months, you need to repay 300,960 naira. If you borrow 500,000 naira for 9 months, you need to repay 501,500 naira. If you can borrow up to 1 million naira. The daily interest rate is as low as 0.4%.
Daily interest rate as low as 0.4%. Put that one for head. And they say when you borrow 100,000 for 3 months, your repayment is 100,400 naira. It's there on the screen. And if you borrow 300,000 naira for 6 months, you have to repay them 300,960 naira. And if you have to borrow 500,000 naira for 9 months, you repay 501,500 naira. My people, make una listen.
No collateral or guarantor required, no hidden fees. You can repay the money in installments. If you are looking for a good loan app, download Okash and check your loan amount on it.
Now, no hidden charges, no hidden fees, and you are billing your people that amount. And at the same time, at the expiration of your loan, if you no fit pay, they go now begin they threaten you. Sometimes they will even go to your I think CBN give them the go ahead to withdraw the money automatically from your account. But I think for now that has been that is not no longer allowed again. They no fit withdraw your money from other banks. So I learned. Then when they no fit get their money through that means, they'll begin to call you. They will begin to call your friends. I don't receive such calls or messages from some of these online loan banks that your friend borrows so and so amount of money and you should tell him to come and pay and the rest. Some other time they'll tell you this person is a scammer, he ran with so and so money and all of that. Other banks they do one. Now, I had to call one of my friends and ask, how far now? These people call me, you borrow money from them. He say, yes, so I borrow money, but waiting they talk, no waiting they come, they do. Most times they come, they charge us more than that. Now, that is the essence of this video. I will show you what actually they meant. So that next time when you won't borrow money, you go do your calculations well before you borrow money. Now, I have an Excel file. I'm going to show you how it happens. From the adverts you just watched, they told you that your daily interest is as low as 0.4%, and you are happy. Wow, this is very low. And they even showed you. Now, I will say that this advert is misleading because what you saw there is daily interest, not after 3 months that you pay them that 100,400 naira. So for your own mind, you feel saying that 400 naira be your interest. No. That is the amount you pay to them monthly for that interest of 0.4% daily. So that is where they hide the hidden charges, where they tell you where you know they understand. So let's take it like this. If for this first column, I'll call it maybe the principal. The principal for mathematics now waiting you they borrow. We call them the principal. So let's say it is in naira. And the second column, let me call it the interest. Now, this is daily interest. Okay? Daily interest. And your daily interest differs per day because they calculate this money based on compound interest. Okay? Compound interest means, say, for the day 2, when you pay them the 400 naira for the first day, the day 2, you owe them now 100,400 naira. So they'll now calculate 0.4% on the 100,400 naira as against you thinking only on the 100,000 naira. No, their capital is making money as well as the interest is also accruing interest. So I'll calculate the interest here. Then on the third column, make I column amount. Now the amount means, say, after day 1, this is how much you have to pay to them. If, for example, after the first day you say you don't want the loan again, this is how much you will pay them. Okay? So for this principal, okay, this is the one. Then this interest now, 0.4%. 0.4% is the same thing as 0.004. That is when you divide 0.4 by 100, okay, and it gives you 0.004. So 0.004 times the amount where you owe them or where you borrow. And now let me use it as cell 1. So this is cell 1. Now in Excel, I'm using the formula. So this is equal to, let me put this in brackets, 0.004 times what you are owing them in cell 1. Close your bracket. Okay, now that will be the interest. So whatever I put in the principal, automatically the Excel will calculate the interest for me. Then the amount you have to pay to them will be equal to the sum of cell 1. So I can put it as A1, A2, and they refer to the set now, to the cell now, A2 plus B2. So that will be the interest for cell 1. Now, going by what the advert said, if you are borrowing 100,000 naira, it's going to be for 30 days. And after 30 days, you then pay them 100,400 naira. So let me run this for a total of 30 days. So if this is, let me put this as 100,000. So if you borrow 100,000, this is what happens. Your interest per day now is the 400 naira, and the amount you have to pay to them is 100,400 naira. So let me run it for 30 days. This cell now will come be the carryover. Okay, that's the amount now from day 1 will come become the principal for day 2. So I'll put this to be equal to C2. Okay, so whatever is C2 becomes your principal for the day 2, and whatever your interest becomes for day 2 becomes your principal for day 3. Now so compound interest they work, and now so the daily interest they increase. Okay, so let me now increase this. I will then increase this for 30 days. So for 30 days, which they said after 30 days now you will pay them their money back. So if you don't pay them, now their wahala will come start. Now come they argue. Do you know who I is? So I have done this. Now I will also get the interest. The interest now, if I double click, it fills it for me. Now day 2. If you see day 2 now, your interest to be paid is 101 naira 60 kobo. More they see how much they go before you go begin the shout. Good. Now, if you see day 1, you are owing them 100,400 400 naira. Day 2, the interest or the total amount from day 1 now becomes the principal in day 2. So they'll now calculate 0.4% on 100,400 naira, which eventually now amounts to 100,801 naira 6 kobo after day 2. Now, if you look at it, your interest will come to increase from day 1. Day 2 is now 104 naira. Day 3 is this. Now, let's say at the end of the 30 days. Now, at the end of the 30 days, your daily interest will increase to 449 naira 0.944 kobo. Now, the total money now when you pay them after 31 days now has increased to 112,722 naira 70 kobo as the interest after 1 month. Now, as a mathematician, if you ask me, this is an interest of about 12.722%. Monthly interest, if you call it that way. But the daily interest, they will put them as 0.4%. So this is what you pay. And at the end, I begin to increase, begin to argue. And but he told me my interest will be 0.4%, and the total repayment is 100,400 naira. So where is it coming from? So these are some of the tricks they hide without letting you know. So those of you where they say mathematics, who mathematics help, school na scam. See am now wetin dey help us be this. So if you get this knowledge, you go know say, see wetin these people they actually mean. No be their fault. Now only language they speak for you, now you don't understand. So let's look at the 300,000 they said. Now, at the end of a month, if you borrow 100,000, you have to pay 112,722 naira. Might shock you. If you borrow 300,000, let's see what it becomes. 300,000. Now, 300,000. I think they tell us say repayment is 1-2, right? After a month or 1-2. Okay. Now look at it. That 1-2 now daily interest where you repay them. So at the expiration of 30 days, you have to pay them 338,168 naira 1 kobo. This is approximately about 10%. So you discover that the more you borrow and the more period it takes, the longer you pay. Now they say this is for 3 months. You can owe them this 300,000 naira for 3 months. Now let's see how much you will pay after 3 months. After 3 months, now 90 days back, wanna see you 90. That's 91. Let's see. Then let's see this and this. So after 3 months, this is how much you are owing them. 429,690 naira. Unbelievable. So can you see what we are saying? So sometimes these banks or these loan apps, they will use English confuse you. Then the next one talk about 500,000. Let's see. If you borrow 500,000, how much will be your interest? 500,000. We just change it from here to 500,000. All right. Borrow 500,000. Daily interest is 2,000 naira. At the end of 3 months, you are owing them 716,150 naira. Remember, they told us that their daily interest is as low as 0.4%. So this is of 0.4%. So this repayment amount they told us is a lie. So if you know you are borrowing money from this app, you borrow at your own risk. Otherwise, let them come and tell us that this is not what they meant. and make them show us how they do their calculations. So if you don't borrow from them, you go understand what they talk. Now, they say this you can borrow for 9 months. Oh God. 9 months, that should be 270 days. My brother, most see how much you will pay them at the end. 270 days. $270 days. So at the end of 270 days, for 500,000 where you borrow, that's 99 months, you have to repay 1,469,171 naira. I think there should be kobo, there should be fractions there. Good, 391 naira. So this is what they actually meant when they give you your percentage, or when they give you their interest in percentage. This is what they actually meant. So sometimes they are not actually misleading, they are only telling you what you don't know. They are not just misleading, but they are telling you, they are padding the English so that you know who understand. Now, until when you don't pick the money, or when they don't hang your throat before you go begin to understand, before they go begin to explain all these things to you. So why in a hurry to borrow money from a loan app? Sometimes, okay, you may borrow the money and it's something that you can put it in a business, and that business can fetch you more than 2 times or 3 times the money. So when the business fetch you, that immediately pay them. If you pay at day 1, let's say you borrow the money and you pay after a week. Let's say after a week is 7 days. Now this is how much you are going to pay them. When you borrow 500,000, you are going to pay them 512,120 naira. So for 7 days, you don't owe them additional 12,000 naira plus. So with this few points of mine, I hope you are now convinced but not confused that school no be scam. Kindly like my videos as you watch. While I recommend that you subscribe to my channel if you are yet to do so, turn on the notification bell so as to be notified whenever a new video is being uploaded. You can also use the comment section to interact with me on areas that are still difficult for you to understand. While I recommend you share the link with your friends and families so that they can also benefit from our daily classes and lessons. For if I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain. Do well and see you in our next class. Do have a nice day.